and welcome back to my channel, Night Owl Collage. I'm Amber, and welcome back to week 4 of the Fairy Spring Collab 24. This week we are going to bind and complete our journals. I'm going to show you how to, if you've been following along and doing the 3 signature journal, I'm going to show you how to bind it and make this kind of butterfly effect for your journals. This is really fun, super cute, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a little in depth, so I'll try to go slow and help you along as much as I can. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to make a template like this. Okay, so our spine is 3/4 of an inch, and so you're going to take a piece of cardstock and you're going to cut it down to the size of the spine. So this is 3/4 of an inch wide, and it is 7 5/8 inches tall. Okay, we're going to mark the top with a T, and I'm going to come in closer so this will be easier for you to see. So we're going to have 3 stitching lines. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make the lines, and then we're going to put the dots. So the first thing, we want to have a line 3/8 inch from the edge. Let me put this on a harder surface. Okay, I'm coming in from the left edge, and I'm going to do it at 3/8 of an inch. Or sorry, not 3/8 of an inch, 1/8. So I'm going to make a line right there at 1/8. I'm also going to come in 1/8 of an inch from the other edge. And I'm going to come in 3/8 of an inch, and that will be our middle line. Okay, so now we have 3 stitching lines, and we're going for the first line for both the sides. The middle line is going to be different. So now we're going to make the dots that for our stitching holes. So we're going to come down from the top 1/2 inch, same thing on the other side. Come down 1/2 inch, make a dot, and then we're going to come down from the bottom 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch from the other side. Okay, so those are our first 2 stitching holes, 1/2 inch from the top and bottom. From those dots, we're going to come down 1 inch. I'm going to move this to the side a little bit more so I have more room. From those dots, down 1 inch. These will make our wings. Okay, now to make the middle butterfly, we're going to come down from the last dot we made, 1 7/8 inches, and come down 1 inch from that. Okay, we'll do the same thing on this side. And then another inch. So those are our butterfly wings. Okay, now for the middle section, we're going to come down 3/4 of an inch. We'll come down 3/4 of an inch for the middle. Same on the bottom. Come in 3/4 of an inch. And then we're going to come 1/2 an inch down from that dot. And this one 1/2 an inch up from that dot. Okay, and then we're going to come down 1/4 of an inch from these dots. We're going to come down 1/4 of an inch. So here's my dot, here's 1/4 of an inch. That's where I'm going to make my new dot. And I'm going to come up 1/4 of an inch from this one. Okay, and there is our template. We have our 3 butterflies, okay? Okay, so now we need to punch the holes in our cover and in our pages, our signatures. So you want to come, let me get my clips. You want to come back to your signatures and you want to make sure everything is lined up exactly how you want it. Just go through each page and make it as even as possible. And then we are going to clip those pages together. Now I wouldn't open them up and clip them. I'd keep them down here, push it in and clip it like closed like this, because we want to kind of keep it closed when we are punching the holes. Okay, so I'm gonna take, I do not have a punching cradle, so I'm just gonna use a piece of foam. And this is going to be my first signature. So I want to punch the holes on one of these outer lines. Okay, the middle signature is, the holes are going to be punched on that middle line. So I'm just going to clip this in. Oh, this is my top. Make sure your top is aligned with your top of your signature. So I'm going to clip that in. I'm going to hold it almost closed here over my foam, and you see this is my hole here. So I'm going to come right, that's my first hole, so I'm going to come right down there, and I'm going to punch. I'm actually going to, I think, lift it up and make sure that it is going through that spine. I'm going to come to my second hole, start to punch it through. You don't have to lift it up. I'm just kind of picky about making sure it comes through in the center. Come down to my second butterfly wing. Here's my dot. Okay, so that is my first one. I'm going to take the template out. I've got my holes now. I'm going to go ahead and do the third signature since it's the same holes. I'm going to make make sure these are lined up. I clip my template in. And I'm going to do the other side of holes. It's my hole on this side. Okay, remove the template. There's my last signature. For the middle signature, you're gonna fold this in half along that middle line because we're gonna place it in the middle. We're gonna clip it right in the middle of the signature so you can punch right through it. Let me straighten these. Okay, so I'm going to take my template, make sure the top is aligned with the top, and we're going to push that right into the middle of the signature and clip it in. And then we're just going to punch our holes in that middle line. All right, now we have our holes punched in our signatures. We need to punch the holes in our cover. Okay. So this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the center first. So I'm gonna line up my center spine with the center of this spine, and I'm going to clip it in place. Just open up your page like that. Make sure this bottom part is aligned. And just check that's where you want your spine. I'm just checking all around to make sure it's how I want it. And then we're going to slip this. I'm going to center it over our spine. Make sure the top is at the top. And it's going to be slightly shorter than your spine, but just center it best you can. And then we're going to slip that right under our clip. And then we're going to punch those center holes, okay? So just make sure, actually, you know what I think would be better? I think if we come on this side so that we can make sure that this is aligned in the middle. Okay, so then we know that these are going to be in the middle of that signature. So we're going to come with my foam piece. And we're gonna punch our holes through. Make sure you're making you're pushing your all through enough to make the holes big enough for whatever thread you are using. I'm going to be using waxed linen thread. I do not recommend using something like twine or something thick because each stitch is going to be a double stitch. So you don't want that much bulk in your binding. So I'm going to remove just the template. You can see we have our holes in there. Keep your clips on, okay? This is what you're going to do to get to the next one. So you're going to hold that in place. Hold it tightly. And we're going to flip that page over so that we are on the first signature. I'll show you that again. I'm going to hold this tightly. I'm going to take off my clip and I'm just going to flip that page over so I don't lose my place here. Okay, now I can put my template in. And I want to make sure that my hole is right in the center of my spine there. And that one is going to be just like that. So we're going to punch those holes. Take my template off. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for the other side. I'm going to hold this in place, take my clip off, and I'm going to flip it to the last signature. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to hold it in place, flip it to the last signature. Okay. Oh, I think I let that slip. Hold on. Just gonna put it back in place by going through a hole that I've already made right there. Okay. I'm gonna put my template on. And then punch the holes. Okay. I'm just going to go back through those holes to make them a little bit bigger. Okay, so that's pretty much the hardest part. Okay, if you can get through that, you can get through the rest. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put in our signatures. And after you get everything has to be clipped, but until you get the first butterfly done. After that, you can take the clips off. Okay, I'm going to put this in the back and this one in the front. Okay. keep our ribbon out of the way. Okay, so what we're gonna need is I've got some wax linen thread. This is called On Accord. And then we're gonna take about 3 times the height of your journal. And you're gonna need 3 lengths of that. And you're going to need a tapestry needle or some kind of needle with a larger eye. And we're gonna thread our needle. Okay, so we're gonna start with the middle butterfly because I think that's easiest to keep everything together. And we are going to come in. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the wings, and this is the middle. We're gonna start in the middle, the top hole in the middle of that middle butterfly. And we're gonna come in from the outside. I'm gonna find that matching hole. Okay, that matching hole in the spine. And everything's falling out right now because I'm trying to show you. And then that's gonna be the middle signature, okay? That middle signature, we're gonna find that matching hole right there and come through. So we're coming through lots of layers, okay? And we're gonna leave a good tail here, okay? Leave that there. We're gonna go back out through the bottom hole. This is the body of the butterfly. There's my spine. And there's my outer spine. I'm gonna pull that through. Don't pull too hard so you don't pull your tail, okay? Then we're gonna go back through that top hole. And it doesn't matter if it's loose right now because we'll tighten it up. Just make sure that you get through the holes and don't split your thread. Now you can tighten it up just a little bit. We're gonna go back through that bottom hole. Okay, now we're gonna put in our first signature there, okay? Here's our first signature. So now we have what looks like this. It's a double stitch on the inside. We're gonna come down diagonally to that bottom of the right wing. I'm gonna push that through the outer spine, through the inner spine, or the inner cover, and then through the corresponding hole in the first signature. Okay, and then we're gonna come up to the top of the wing, out through the signature, out through the cover, out through the outer cover. Okay, and then we're gonna come back down to that same hole, the bottom of the wing. And you can tighten this up along as you go along. We're gonna go back up. See how it's gonna be a double stitch? We're gonna go back up to that top hole. And then, so now we're forming the wing now. We're gonna go back diagonally down to that top middle hole. This is the hole that's gonna get the most use here. I'm gonna open that up. It makes it easier to go in. So then we're gonna come under this double stitch here. Okay, pull it up, and then we're gonna go back out that same hole. Okay, this is where we're gonna add in our third signature. Now I can take these clips off now so they're not in my way. So I've got my third signature in here. And I'm going to come up diagonally to the left, top left wing. Go in through the outer cover, inner cover, and corresponding hole in your signature. Okay, and we're going to go to the bottom of the wing, that hole there. I'm just going to move that tail out of the way. And then we're going to come back up to the top. And then back through the bottom. Okay. Now those signatures are bound in. Well, we're going to do two more, but we're going to finish this butterfly. So we're going to come up diagonally to that bottom middle. And then we're going to go up to the top middle. So this one's, the center one is actually going to have like a triple stitch there. And this is why you don't want a really thick needle or really thick thread. Okay, so now we have these two tails. And we are going to tie them in a square knot. Okay, and then however long you want your antenna, we're going to tie a little knot. And I'm going to stick my needle in that loop to figure out what height I want it at. So I think about right there is where I want it. I'll tighten that knot, and I'm going to snip that off. And do the same thing on the other side. Tie a knot and use my needle to figure out which height I want. Okay, about right there. And there is our first butterfly. I think the antennae are a little longer than I want actually, but we'll do different on the next one. So there is your first butterfly. And we're gonna do the same thing. See, my fairy lights aren't behaving. We're gonna do the same thing with the other two butterflies. So 3 times the height. Okay, let's start from the top. I'm going to come to the middle section, the top middle hole. I'm going to come through the layers. And I'm going to leave a tail. I'll come down to the bottom hole. And then I'm going to come up through that top hole again. Back down through that bottom hole. Okay. So there's our initial butterfly body stitch. We're going to come down diagonally to the bottom right wing. Open up that first signature. Find the coordinating holes. Okay, we're going to go up to the top of the wing. Okay, we're going to go back down to the bottom of the wing. Okay, back up to the top of the wing. Make sure you don't split your thread through this process. We're going to go back down diagonally to that. We're going to open up our middle signature there. Find the middle. Okay. Then we're going to slide our needle underneath that double stitch and pull up and go back out through the same hole. Okay, and we're going to go up diagonally. We're going to open up our third signature. We're going to go up diagonally to the third signature, the left wing. Find our corresponding holes. Down through the bottom hole. Back up to the top hole. Back through the bottom hole. And then up diagonally. That tail in there, up diagonally to that middle section, bottom middle, and then we'll go back up to the top middle. I'm going to take our needle off. I'm going to do a square knot, so right over left and left over right. And then I'm going to make my antenna by tying knots. I'm going to make these antennas shorter, I believe. Yeah. Use my needle in the loop for the proper length. And then I'm gonna snip those off. There, I like those antennae better. And then we're gonna do the last one. I'm just gonna speed through this one. is our finished butterfly binding. How cute is that? Adorable. And then we're just gonna tie our ribbon closed. And I wasn't fond of a bow on this one, so I just went with tying it. Put those underneath there. I just went with tying it and then doing a very loose knot. I thought I liked that better than a bow, and I need to cut some of this off, but there we go. Beautiful. So I haven't finished embellishing this yet. I'm going to finish the embellishments on this one, and then I will do a full flip through next week. Next Monday I'll do a full flip through of this one and this one that I made from my kit, the Gingham and Gold. So I will do 2 flip throughs on next Monday. So I hope you really enjoyed this binding tutorial. I know it was a little in depth, it was a little fussy, but I hope that the instructions were clear and that you'll be able to do it yourself. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for joining in this collaboration with us. Thanks for having so much fun and showing your work, your pictures, your progress. That's always so fun to see. Make sure again that you subscribe, like, and comment on all the videos to get your name into the entry. You have to do that by April 29th. And good luck on winning some great prizes. And thanks again, guys. Have a great day. Bye.